So now everyone is afraid of nuclear holocaust because Iran is trying to make nukes, and Israel has nukes, and because of the Russia situation. For many years, I've dealt with people who believe that we need to ban nuclear weapons. Nuclear disarmament has been a utopian dream of many peace activists. And I understand where they're coming from. But I'm going to give you a different perspective. Nuclear weapons are probably, and I would argue definitively, we can debate that, but they are, I think, the reason why we haven't had a major world war like World War I, World War II, and in our era. We have endured lots of little wars, and that's awful. And certainly there have been areas and times that were just as brutal as World War II, more brutal than World War II, but no World War II-like event. If Russia and the U.S. did not have nuclear weapons during the Cold War, Korea would have become World War III. And it would have been a massive war that would lead to millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of deaths. So nuclear weapons, ironically, are the reason why we don't have major wars. And yet, they're the sword of Damocles hanging over us that if they are used, well, it could be the end of civilization, it could be the end of humanity, who knows what it could be the end of, and I don't know what it would be the end of, but it would be really much more awful than any world war. So what do? Do we ban nuclear weapons and risk possibly world war, which I think would be inevitable if we ban nuclear weapons? Or do we keep them and risk annihilation of the human race? You decide. I don't think we're ever going to see a nuclear war. Not even accidentally. So I don't think that's the major threat. I think that even if there was a nuclear war, we would survive it. I think we're learning a lot more about nuclear weapons, especially the hydrogen bombs. Mass destruction would be terrible. The end of civilization would be terrible. But probably I think humanity would survive. And who knows, maybe the restart will look better than the finish, which, if you've been following the news, is pretty bad. So I'll leave you with those thoughts. Nuclear war, good or bad? Nuclear weapons, good or bad? I don't want nuclear war, but I think nuclear weapons have kept the peace. And I think that's the only reason we haven't had massive World War II-like wars since 1945.